This is going to be your warning if you have a sensitive stomach. You do not want to see animals that have been burned alive essentially by a wildfire. Don't watch this video any longer. Okay, this is your warning. What you're looking at is the remains of a fire that burned through north central Kansas near the town of Paradise. And this is one of the most disturbing sights I've ever seen covering wildfires over a span of the last 15 years. So in the field, you can see just dead and now bloated cattle sitting where they burned alive. The most disturbing part is right here in this ditch. You can see where they had just piled up trying to escape the flames as they were being pushed by over hurricane force winds. And once the weight of the cattle broke through the barbed wire, they rolled over and they ended up here in the bar ditch. It's on both sides of the road. You can hear the cattle in the distance. They've heard our voices and hear the noise, and they're looking for humans, for some food, some water. There's even cattle, though, unfortunately, like that one standing in the middle of the field there, that need to be euthanized. The wounds they have are just horrific from the flames that went through here. This fire was absolutely massive. This is a lot of rolling hills, as you can see, and the flames just were ripping through here again, at times pushed by winds gusting over 70 miles an hour up to 100 miles an hour. Gusts were recorded in nearby Russell. You can hear that poor cow suffering. The cost is horrific, not only just to animals, but also to the people. Numerous homes burned here in the area as well. Farmers' fields, farmers' crops, and animals that just had no place to go, trapped in by the barbed wire and overcome by those flames ripping through here, literally with the force of a hurricane. A couple of hours later, we followed a tractor carrying a water trough for some cattle in dry pens. They had survived the flames and smoke somehow inside of these pens. It ended up that the pastures of dead cattle belonged to this rancher. His name is Chris Pelton. Reluctantly at first, Chris graciously interviewed with us so we can better understand the depth of this devastation. And your ranch is named Pelton Ranch?
Pelton Ranch.
Talk about last night, sir.
You knew it was coming. You just hoped it would go around you or miss you somewhere or another, and the wind's just shifting from southwest to west to north, and it just encircled us, and I mean, there was nothing you could do.
It's more than just a house, though. You've lost part of your livelihood here.
It is. We lost a lot of cattle. We didn't lose all the cattle. I mean, we're thankful for that. I mean, they could have been pinned against the fence and not been able to escape. So we've still maintained some livelihood, some to go forward with.
How hard is it, though, to leave knowing what you're leaving behind? The animals, I mean, I grew up, we had a feedlot. I know what my dad would have been like.
It's hard. I mean, leaving because you know there's nothing you could do. And said these animals in the dry lot here where there was no grass to fire, I mean, they suffered smoke around here a lot, but they survived and thrived through it well. So we're thankful for that. I mean, thankful that the ones that survived.
This is cattle country, right, in Kansas?
True.
I mean, have you ever, when I talked about severe weather here, you think of tornadoes. You think of a tornado coming through. Do you ever imagine a fire like this?
Oh, I've been on the volunteer firefighter here for 20 years, and we've had some bad ones and in recent years, but nothing of this. I mean, the wind is what makes everything. I mean, when you get 100-mile-an-hour winds, there's so little you can do. And yeah, we have fires when the wind's blowing 15, 20, you can get them stopped. But you know, I think a lot of the trucks last night, we just got the point. There was no point. It was too much safety concern, and they pulled a lot of them out. There just wasn't anything to do. You just hope it burns out.
What can people help? How can people help you? I know ranchers are gonna watch this video and they're gonna bring some hay,
water?
Oh yeah, and we've had a lot of response to that. Most of ours right here, because our grass is totally gone and all of our hay is burned up, that we're probably gonna, we're gonna move them out to friends we have all over the state and just try to disperse them rather than trying to haul all that hay in here, because I mean they're standing on burnt ground, and we will be calving here in a month and a half, and where I've lost my buildings to calving and whatnot, I have no choice but to send them elsewhere. And I'm not saying we still don't want the hay, that we wouldn't divert it to where it's needed, but I don't know. I guess the biggest thing is the awareness of what we do. Excuse me. And the risk that we take to do it. But it's part of it. It's what we do. So
You feed America.
we try. But we'll rebuild. We'll keep it going somehow. But I mean, we have a lot of neighbors, friends. I've had them call from as far as Georgia wanting to help, and that's all you can ask for. So we'll move on.
Sorry. One thing people... Sorry. This is all you have right now. Right?
It is. I don't do anything else. I run cows. That's all I do for a living. I don't farm. I don't do anything else. So.
What I'm saying is, you just have the clothes on your back, but you're out here taking care of your animals first.
Got lots of friends to help. Yeah, we have to. You can't make them suffer any more than they have already. It's enough. So, yeah, we have to take care of them, no matter what. That's why we've had people bringing in hay already to feed them this morning. Just, they're parched and they're hungry, and it's that time of year when it's getting cold, when you got to nutritionally feed them. But yeah, it's what we do.
And so all your structures are gone, home, everything, right?
That's just about the biggest structure I have. Yeah.
Wow. Anything else you think of, Brandon?
Where do you go with cleaning a cattle up? What's your next step?
I guess
Oh,
find
like
the
I
healthy
said,
ones.
Like I said, I'm gonna distribute them out. To friends, family, even, and help them calve them out, and hopefully, it'll rain again. It'll rain, and this will go away, and we'll recoup. But it won't do in a year. We won't be able to run very many unless we get exceptional moisture next year. You've seen the land. It's torched it. It's really hurt the grass, and it'll come back. We had prairie fires forever in this country. That's why this town got named Paradise, because they came up over the hill and it wasn't burned, so they called it Paradise back in the Buffalo days. And so it will come back. It will continue.
It'll be paradise again.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll survive. We'll make it one way or the other.